Hello students. Today we shall be discussing a very important topic for UPSC Prelims, and that is the removal of Speaker of Lok Sabha. So, what is the context? Actually, next week the Lok Sabha is likely to take up a notice for the removal of Speaker of Lok Sabha. So, see, the political details are not important for the exam point of view. So, we shall be discussing all the objective points, all the specific points which are important for UPSC prelims. So, let's discuss this topic briefly. So, before discussing the topic, let's discuss what all points we shall be discussing. So, all these points are important for prelims, for UPSC prelims, as well as some of the points you can take for the state PSCs also. Like you can remember the number of article, which article is related to removal of speaker or deputy speaker. So, first of all, we shall be discussing the constitutional provisions. The next, we shall be discussing the procedure for the removal of Speaker of Lok Sabha. After that, the outcome. After that, Speaker's role during the proceedings, because no, on this also question can be made. And after that, we will be discussing, no, do we have any example of the removal of a Speaker of Lok Sabha or not? And finally, we will be discussing the practice question for UPSC prelims. So please focus on what all we are discussing so that you can answer the question easily. And you have to provide the answer in the comment section. So first of all, let's start with the constitutional provisions. So see, actually question itself can be made from this subsection. Because no, here first of all you have to remember the number of the article. That in which article the removal is mentioned. So first important thing is under Article 94. So Article 94 specifically describes the conditions under which Speaker or Deputy Speaker vacates the office. So vacation of the office can be under normal circumstances also, and it will be in case of removal also. So what are the three conditions under which Speaker or Deputy Speaker have to vacate the office? So first is under Article 94 Clause A, if a person is not a member of Lok Sabha or stops being a member of Lok Sabha, then automatically he or she will not be the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Second important point is under Article 94 Clause B, a Speaker can anytime provide resignation and can be removed from the office. So you have to provide me the answer in the comment section that Speaker submits his or her resignation to which constitutional body. So, Speaker submits resignation to which constitutional body? You have to provide me answer in the comment section. Third important point is under Article 94 Clause C, the removal resolution is mentioned. That Speaker can be removed from the office if a resolution for his removal is passed by majority of all the then members of the House. So see, there is a special name for this kind of majority of all the then members of the House, which we shall be discussing in the upcoming section. Now, here very important point is this provision applies exclusively to Lok Sabha because we are talking about the removal of Speaker of Lok Sabha and not any other body of the Parliament. So it is limited exclusively to Lok Sabha and not Rajya Sabha. So you have to remember this point. Now, next important thing is about the procedure. So this is also important for the prelims. So in procedure, first important thing is a 14 days notice. So what is this? So a resolution for removal can only be moved if you have provided at least 14 days notice to the Speaker of Lok Sabha. That means it's not like today you have decided that we have to remove the Speaker of Lok Sabha and no next day you have passed the resolution. It's not like that. You have to provide 14 days notice before you are passing the resolution for removal. So this is first important point. Now, second important point is the admission of the motion. That means, see, what will be the procedure? The presiding officer will read the notice of the House, the notice related to removal of Speaker of Lok Sabha. And at this point, the presiding officer will not be the Speaker of Lok Sabha, right? Because the removal motion is under is under process. So the presiding officer will read the notice to the House, and for the admission of that motion, at least 50 members must support it. in the house, because if at least 50 members do not support that notice, no, that motion will be dropped. And if that motion if that motion is dropped, the procedure cannot be carried out further. So this is very important, that support of at least 50 members is very, very important for the motion to be passed. Now, next important point is the strict guidelines for the motion. So why this is important? Because what are the strict guidelines for the motion? See, the resolution or motion must be specific and very clear. What does it mean? It means that no, the parties or the members of parliament must not use any poems, expressions, or jargons or anything vague. They must clearly stick to the charges. What charges they are imposing on the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So the discussion should be strictly confined to the charges which are mentioned in the resolution and not anything apart from that. So these were the strict guidelines for the motion. Now coming to the majority, which we discussed in the previous section. So what is the majority required for the removal of Speaker of Lok Sabha? So that majority we call it as the effective majority. So, effective majority, no, how you will describe it, the effective majority. So, for the removal to be successful, the resolution must be passed by majority of all the then members of the House. See here, what Article 94 says, they may be removed by a resolution passed by majority of all the then members of the House. So, see, there is a difference between absolute majority and effective majority. There is difference between these kind of majority. They are not equal. So what is first of all, let's understand the absolute majority. Then you will understand the difference between effective majority and absolute. So absolute majority means majority of more than 50% of total membership of the House. So for example, if there are 445 members in Lok Sabha, so what will be the absolute majority? Absolute majority will be 273. That is more than 50% of the total membership of the House. But for the removal of Speaker of Lok Sabha, effective majority is needed. And if in effective majority, what word we use? All the then members of the House. All the then members means in all the then members, total strength is not taken. Effective strength of the house is taken. Effective strength means all the vacant seats are removed from the total seats. So, for example, there are 445 members in Lok Sabha and 5 seats are vacant in Lok Sabha. So, now the effective strength is 540 and not 545. So in this case, the majority will be 270 and not 273. So here effective strength is 270, but the absolute strength is 273. So for the removal of the Speaker of Lok Sabha, what kind of majority is needed? It's effective majority and not the absolute majority. Please take care of this and see. UPSC might ask question if, no, in while describing the majority. Maybe UPSC will not use the term effective majority, but UPSC can write that no speaker can be removed by a resolution passed by majority of total membership of the House. So you must remember this term of all the then members, not the total membership, all the then members. So this is with the majority. Now comes the important thing, that is the outcome. So what will be the outcome if the resolution is passed? So see, if the resolution is passed by the effective majority, the speaker is removed from the office immediately. See, this thing is very important. Why I'm saying it's important? Because if this is the case of normal dissolution of the house, for example, 5 years term is completed and finally the house is dissolved. So if this is the case, the speaker will continue the speaker will continue to work in the house. No, and the speaker will vacate the house. Speaker will vacate the office just before the first meeting of the newly elected Lok Sabha. But in this case, if the resolution for removal is passed, if the motion for the removal is passed, then speaker have to vacate the office immediately. So can you see the difference? Here the speaker is not vacating the office immediately. It will continue till the newly elected Lok Sabha. But here speaker has to vacate the office immediately. Now, let's discuss some of the historical precedents because question can be made on this also. See, maybe you don't need to remember the years that in which year the no removal resolution was passed, but at least you must have an idea that whether finally any speaker was removed or not. So, in history, three times the removal resolution was passed against the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So, first was against G.V. Mavlankar, and he was also the first speaker. Second was against Hukam Singh, and third was against Balram Jakar. So, you don't need to remember the years, but at least you have to remember this very important thing that no speaker has been removed so far. Important point here is no speaker has been removed so far. This is very, very important thing. Now, next important thing is speaker's role during the proceedings. So, what speaker will do during the proceedings. So, first important thing here is you have to remember the article. What Article 96 says, the speaker cannot preside over the house while the resolution for removal is under the consideration. Because generally what we say, sorry, that speaker is the presiding officer of Lok Sabha. But since the resolution for removal is under consideration, then speaker cannot preside the house. But what speaker can do? See, this is very important. What speaker can do? Speaker has the right to speak in the house. This speaker can do. Right to speak, and speaker can take part in the proceedings of the house. So speaker has the right to speak and speaker can take part in the proceedings of the house. Next important thing is speaker can vote in the first instance. First instance means like other ordinary members of the parliament, speaker can also vote in the first instance. But what speaker cannot do? Speaker cannot provide the casting vote. Casting vote meaning if there is a case of tie or there is a case of equal votes, then speaker cannot vote. Now let's come to the practice question. So please read the question carefully and provide me the answer in the comment section. So our question says, with a reference to the removal of Speaker of Lok Sabha, consider the following statements. The Speaker may be removed from office by a resolution passed by simple majority. Second is, if 14 days notice is required before moving a resolution for the removal of the speaker. Third question is, the speaker is entitled to preside over the sitting of the house when the resolution for his or her removal is under consideration. So please, go through the video once again, understand all the concepts, and then provide me answer in the comment section. And if you want a video on any other particular topic related to prelims and any other simplified video, then please provide me topic in the comment section. So my next video will be in the simplified manner based on that topic only. And yes, if you want more such interesting videos, simplified videos, then please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.